Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Dream Mix TV World Fighters Melee! I'm your host, CPC Gamer, and in the last episode there was quite a lot of fighting and only a little bit of challenging. Stinko Man would not approve. So our first opponent today is Rika Kayama, better known in Japan as Lika-chan. She's a fashion doll much along the same lines as Barbie, except she's geared more towards the Japanese body type, in as much as she's shorter and tends to have smaller breasts. Which, I'll be honest, I feel absolutely horrible saying that, but that is the official company line on Lika-chan. And this stage is basically any time my sister and I used to play with our figures when we were kids. Like, she'd be playing with Barbie or My Little Pony, whatever. I'd be Thundercats or He-Man. I'd pick a fight and, well, basically tears would ensue. Something I like about the Lika-chan doll is that Takara has actually provided quite a detailed backstory for her. With the exception of one or two models, Lika-chan is 11 years old. They've named what school she goes to, her favourite books, music albums. They've given her parents names and jobs. Compare this to her name is Barbara Millicent Roberts, and you can see why I like Lika-chan's backstory so much.
Hi, そんなわけでステージ4までクリアしてしまったぞ。こんなに強い挑戦者は初めてだ。視聴率も取れているし、いいぞ。ところで春菜くんはどこに行ったんだ？まさか。
はーい、皆さん、春菜です。盛り上がってますか？残すステージはあと2つ。頑張っていきましょう。ステージ5は対戦相手がまたも2人登場。さらに皆さん驚いちゃいけません。さらに今回ステージ6は漏れなく対戦相手が3人ついてくる。3人にして同じお値段お買い得。うわー！はい、そういうことでステージ5、ステージ6と続けてお送りします。チャンネルはそのままで。
As an aside, I don't know how I know that her name is Barbara Millicent Roberts, but I hate myself for knowing that. I just want to throw that out there before we move on to this bit, which is Adventure Island versus Master Higgins and Simon Belmont. Interestingly enough, Master Higgins is based off a real person. He's an employee of Hudson. I think he was not their CEO, but like a really high up guy, based on his ability to push a button 16 times in a second. Take that, physics and also logic. Master Higgins is the main character in the Adventure Island series, and he's appeared in some number of games nobody even cares. Simon Belmont, however, now he's a pretty cool character. He's turned up in 7 Castlevania titles, and he's one of the more popular characters from that series. Possibly only coming second to Richter Belmont, the guy who did the Die Monster routine. Funny story about that, actually. I was playing Symphony of the Night, and CPC Sister turns up. She sees that introductory fight, which it's a pretty epic introduction by most people's standards, right? She looks at it, she goes, "Did Dracula just say, 'have at ye'? What a nerd!" What, 97? Really? That was a pretty good fight, if I do say so myself. And I do. I'm not sure who else would say it. Okay, the next fight kinda ups the ante a little bit. As you can see, we have 3 opponents. Tyson Granger, Cool Girl Asuka, and Momotaro, of all people. And almost immediately I start getting my ass beat. Great! It's kind of a letdown fight, I gotta be honest, because only one of these characters has been... Well, 2 of the characters have been released outside of Japan, but only one of them has received any kind of mainstream attention, and that's Tyson Granger from Beyblade. Asuka did get released outside of Japan, except it was in a game called Cygirls that nobody played. For the most part, she is known as Cool Girl Asuka, and actually that's about it. Momotaro is a Japanese legend, and that was really lucky on my part. Wow. He's like a folk story that most people in Japan would know, and it makes sense that they've made several video games about him. This particular one is from Momotaro Dentetsu, which is an RPG by Hudson, and do you know what? I'm going to leave this in. I'm going to continue because I don't even care that I took a beating. I'm going to keep going. So yeah, this guy, Momotaro, is from Momotaro Dentetsu, the RPG, and it's actually a really popular RPG in Japan, but, well, there's no Western version of the Momotaro story, and it's kind of awkward to put him in a game when nobody would really know who he is, so I can kind of see why they didn't localize the game. So there is actually a pretty interesting trick that Tyson can do if he's ever going to do it and stop bouncing around like that. His special attack does actually involve using his Beyblade, and oh, there we go. So while that will attack anybody else who runs into it, Tyson can run into it and use it as like a springboard. It'll just launch him upwards. Do you know what? Usually, the AI in this game is rock stupid, and I have absolutely no idea why I'm having so much trouble today. And that was really cheap, kill stealing like that. But hey, if the game didn't want to let you do it, the game wouldn't let you do it. Yes, I'm one of those evil, evil gamers who will say and do things like that. Actually, I'm pretty impressed that I managed to capture that twice in a single fight. I think I'm doing pretty good, even though the ratings on the top left disagree with me. But hey, what do ratings know? Alrighty. With that, I think it's time to call it a video. I'm going to go and recoup and practice my skills. So until next time, goodbye.